There are sound effects now. They give the game an extra touch of polish, but I still haven't made all the ones that are needed, because for things like player footsteps, I want a different sound to play depending on the situation, so I will wait until I have a higher variety of 3D assets in the game. Now the ogre is fully functional. At the start he was a little tricky, as I made him use the same collision and code as the gnomes, but that didn't work very well. Cause he's so much bigger, so he would miss attacks, the collision was off, he would walk on top of the player, and he would be pushed back by the player as well. To fix these issues, I tweaked the collision, adding different ones for different purposes. I also improved the AI, so that he would always attack when he is supposed to, being in front of the player, but limiting his rotation to allow you to dodge his attacks. I brought the tweaks that I made to the ogre to the code of the gnomes, and they also benefited from it. The collision detection from their attacks is more precise, and some issues that they had, like when they would step on top of the sword, or send you flying into the air, have all been fixed. I have now finished the starting area, placing all the assets that I have made, and I think that it looks pretty cool. It's very satisfying to see the game expanding. Now the gnome quest works! Essentially, this starting area is meant to give the player an idea of what can be expected about the different choices that can be made. When you try to get out of the caverns, the gnomes will ask for a spoon that the ogre took from them, because they think that it is magical or something. So you can just kill them and move forward, get the spoon by helping the ogre or by killing him, or you can just ignore the gnomes and the ogre and take an alternate path. I started to add animations for picking up items and for switching between weapons. When you pick up scrap metal, your character will eat it. It shows you grabbing the spoon and the boats, but the boats are still a little buggy. I also added a Souls-inspired animation for opening the big door. When you have both a crossbow and a sword, the animations can cause a few problems, and it's getting really confusing to program it, even when using visual scripting. I will fix the crossbow issues later, because at this point the player will still not even have access to the crossbow. Now I'm working on the overgrown area and the nature spirits, which will be part of the 4 main game events. The main feature of this game will be 4 big events, or challenges, which must be completed in order to beat the game. Now I will focus on developing these events, before moving on to other features. I started to implement the code for the nature spirit, but I still don't have his 3D model, so I'm using one of the Unreal Engine mannequins, and it looks a little funny. The next step will be modeling the spirits, programming their battle, their quest, and making the assets for the overgrown area.